All right, welcome to the very first instructional video that we've done in a while. This is for the chain link challenge. So let's go ahead and jump right in. You've already seen the example that I created for our hand sketches. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new project. I'll go ahead and start a part. As you can see, I do have several different projects I'm working on at the same time, including another one for chain link challenge. What I want to try and get done today is to come up with a sketch before I start my initial extrusion of the actual Y link and a few things that go along with creating such a particular part. All right, first thing I need to do is check my measurement scale. Bottom right, you see it says IPS. I'm going to click that button and change to MMGS. All right, I'm going to start with the front plane. Why? It's a good as anywhere to start. Right clicked to open up these two sets of menus, and I want the top menu where it says sketch. Now I've opened up a sketch, and it's just like drawing out on paper with a pencil. I want to produce mine vertically. You can do yours horizontally if you want. This is going to be 16 millimeters right now. This is going to be way too big. No big deal there. I'm just going to go ahead and come up with a quick little, I don't want that line there. See that line right there? This line right here, the dotted one that you see, is trying to create a relationship between the two parts. And I don't want that if I can get by with it. That one I don't care about. That one I do care about. Those are all now lined up. So I'm going to go ahead and go to select. And let's zoom in on down here. Now this is all jacked up, but it's the general shape that I need. Okay, let's go ahead and start perfecting some of this. Now here to the bottom line, I want to select the midpoint. I'm going to click it so that it's activated. Press and hold the shift key on the keyboard and click the origin point. So I've got point 1 and origin point, and I want to make them coincident. And it actually made everything on this one side bigger. No big deal. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put some of my numbers that you saw in my example earlier to the test right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit Smart Dimension. This is going to be 10. It says 18.21 right now. Helps if I actually have the number lock on. Number lock. 10 units, in this case millimeters. And there, now it's 10 millimeters. You're like, well, wait a minute, it didn't really change size. No, it changed scale. Here, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make that 15 millimeters. Why? I don't know. That's a good place to start. I'll make this top one here as well, 15 millimeters. Okay, now you'll notice that this one and this one did not do the same. So I'm going to get out of dimension for a minute. Click this. Hold the shift key. Click this. I want to make them collinear, and I want to make them equal. Okay, now it's all messed up, isn't it? Sure is. So let's go back to Smart Dimension. I want this edge. I want to make that 5. There. I want this to be 10 as well. I don't have to worry about anything here because that's automatically taken care of. This, let's make that 10. I don't know. A good place to start. Okay. Get out of this. Get out of this. That should be, yep, equal in co-length. Okay, now these two, this one here and this one here, are going to do the same thing. Notice I clicked off to deactivate it. Click on this line. Hold the shift key on my keyboard, and that gives me 2 lines. In this case, 3 and 11. You may have the same numbers, you may not. It just depends on how you drew out your figure. Collinear and equal. Now it's fully defined. Absolutely fully defined. I can come over here and I can make all the relationships show up. That way I can see it. And that's pretty much all I have to do. I've got something that I can actually extrude out and print in a relatively short period of time. I'll zoom in just, nope, can't zoom in anymore. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit more here. Yep, that'll work. So I want to go ahead and save this file first. I'm going to go to File, Save as. Name, last name. You'll notice that I do have a file saved for that. Everybody knows my first name by now. I'm going to go down here and we'll choose that particular thumb drive I got plugged in the front of my computer. CLC, that's Chain Link Challenge, and click Save. I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, you don't have all these others. You don't even have that thing figured out. This one's actually figured out. It's just not showing. If I try to do anything with adding dimensions here on these sides here, it's going to become over-defined, and I don't want over-defined. I got fully defined, and that's good enough. And with all these relationships here, I can look on that and see, okay, it's got all the relationships. So now what I'm going to do is make a copy of this. So I've got my file name here. I've got my sketch all completed. Now I need to go ahead and add it to, that's not it. Let me go ahead and pull this over here. I had it. Copy of, that's the copy of. Now the reason why it says copy of is that because if I put anything on the original, you're going to see it. And I don't want you to see it just yet. Okay, so I'm going to put a screenshot of what I just did right here on this Google Classroom page. Okay, so I'm clicking on SolidWorks to make sure it's active. I'm going to go to my keyboard. I'm going to press Alt, which is to the right or left of the space bar, and print screen, which is above all the buttons in the keyboard. It's way at the top of the keyboard, above Insert, Home, and Page Up. Nothing happens. You're not going to get a click. You're not going to get any kind of noise. Nothing. Not even a flash. Come over here, right-click, and paste. There it is. That's all I needed to do to get this done. I'm going to go ahead and submit this in Google Classroom, and that is it. This is what you need to get done before the end of Friday, March the 22nd.